Um, I will admit this one was sort of a cheat. It was sort of a tongue-in-cheek choice that I made because it technically has a dinosaur in it. I did Toy Story 4.
Why am I alive? You are a toy. You belong to Bonnie. These are your friends.
Woody, I have a question. Well, actually, not just one. I have all the questions.
Who wants to go on a road trip?
Me!
Vacation!
You need help with that.
No, I got it. I know, this is a little strange, but we all have to make sure nothing happens to Forky.
Something happened to him.
Buzz, we gotta get Forky.
Roger that.
The panic is attacking me! Change of plans. Jesse, Ham, Buzz, Bo, Rex, Potato Head.
Hey, watch it, buddy.
Let's...
I should have done Toy Story 3, but Justin convinced me to do 4.
I figured because they were with Bonnie that the dinosaurs would have been in it way more.
Right, but in the third one, Woody goes to Bonnie's room and actually engages with the toys there more, whereas in this one, it's more about Bo Peep. So,
That is
third
true.
one would have had more of the toys.
Jordan, are you
but
any more excited for the fifth one?
no, if anything, this reinforces, and this is where so we're gonna go all the way back to the beginning of this. You remember when you were talking about
Alright.
Spider-Man,
Toy Story
when
4.
you were like certain characters like Mary J, they should not be in this movie. They should have been left in the other one. It undercuts the message of the previous movie. Woody should not be in Toy Story 5. It
Right.
undercuts them. It undercuts the point of this one, and it completely devalues this movie.
Look.
Having just watched this movie, and the emotional goodbye that they give to Woody and the send off and the sadness, and I felt sad.
Does this mean Woody's a lost toy? He's not lost. Not anymore. To infinity and beyond.
Like I wanna say full stop. I don't think this movie should exist either. I think Toy Story 3 was the perfect. It was a trilogy. It was the perfect button note and end. And as far as I'm concerned, that movie is the end. This is the epilogue.
Yeah.
You don't have a second epilogue. Now that being said, I don't mind that Toy Story 5 is being made. I don't mind that you bring back Buzz and you bring back any of the characters that are in Bonnie's room, because as far as I'm concerned, and I've been thinking about this since I watched this, as far as I'm concerned, Toy Story 3 was the end of the Andy saga, and Toy Story 4 is the beginning of the Bonnie saga.
I could see the argument
So
for that.
you can continue to have movies that are about Bonnie and her toys. Woody is no longer one of her toys. His story ended.
So
It's done.
No, well, to call back to the Spider-Man thing, but I'm okay. As it looks right now, with the very limited information we have, it looks like Woody's going to be a major character in this next movie. Not a fan of that. Don't love that. I'm not against, like with MJ and Ned, they're in one scene, and it's a meaningful scene, and it's Woody and Jesse come into contact with each other, or it's a dream sequence, or anything of that nature. Like I don't mind, like I said before, where it's in order to stop the evil buzzes, she has to go to Woody and be like, hey man, I need your help with this, and then Woody does one scene.
No.
Just like with
No.
Ned and MJ. I now if again, like I said before, if Woody were to be the main character, I'm with you. But that's all contingent on I think he's if any of the marketing of this is any indication, he will be a major character, and I will have an issue with that. But
I maintain the only way that it works for me is if it's a flashback. If it's a callback to a scene of like them in Andy's room where she's like, what would Woody have done? And she remembers something. That doesn't undercut his saying goodbye. That doesn't undercut him passing the torch on. Him coming back and having to white knight and save the day in any capacity undercuts him going
I
away.
just think, like, if he's a traveling toy and you have a scene where, like, they happen to like. I'm like.
Oh, it's so convenient that they happen to be at a place where he happened to
I
be
mean,
there,
it's
so
a
he
kids
could
movie, so yeah, you
happen,
suspend your.
so
You, sp- you sus-
he could happen to save the
Oh, I'm
day
not
for
saying that he
her.
necessarily has to save her, but like to have a scene where yeah, like the movie
But
is about Jesse, and you have a scene where he's a character in her life. So to have a scene where they run into each other,
Who said goodbye?
but again, you just because you say goodbye, and then the ending of that movie also is like it's not goodbye forever. It's just goodbye for now, and there was always a chance that they could reconnect. And I again, I think in your imagination,
Yeah, sure.
Woody, hold on,
Maybe
let me finish.
maybe in Toy
Let me
Story
finish.
6,
Let me finish. Let me
when
finish.
we've had a
Let me
movie
finish.
without him.
Let me finish. I think in your imagination, Woody comes back and he dominates, and it becomes about Woody again. I think where he gets relegated to being like a Buzz and he's a background character. Again, this is all me being like, he looks like he's gonna be a major character, and what I want is not gonna happen, and we're both gonna hate it. So, but my version of this is like, yeah, they get trapped on an island or something, or there's a situation where Woody does like a one scene cameo where he's like, "You're doing a good job, Jesse. I'm proud of you," and we get to find out for a brief moment how he's doing. Because yeah, it would feel wrong to do Toy Story without Woody's involvement at all. But I don't disagree. We've never disagreed that he should not be the main focus of this. It shouldn't be like a Search for Spock situation, or it shouldn't be
And that's where I say you have him in a flashback. He's still involved. He's still involved in the story.
That's not interesting.
He still gets to. Let me finish. He still gets to give his advice. And then in the next movie, when he's been gone for an entire movie, and you can actually like
But they were never gonna do that.
feel his weight. Let me finish though. Feel his weight having not been there for a movie. Then in the next one, they have to go and look for his advice or do whatever you said,
It's just not
suggested.
realistic. It's
But
just
I'm
not
saying
realistic.
that's what works for me. I don't like that.
But
he's
the thing
coming
is, you're
back.
like, again, to compare it to the Zendaya,
And that's why I say having a drive-by wave of he's in a flashback.
so that's not a drive-by wave though.
That is a drive-by
That's
wave.
not a
In
drive-by
terms
wave.
in terms of
That's
in terms
not
of
actually
the
Woody. That's-
in terms of the audience, yes, it is.
No, but in terms of the story, that's not a drive-by wave. Like a drive-by wave would be.
We don't need an actual drive-by wave. He's
you're gonna
off.
get it.
He's off at a fucking like a
But
festival.
you're gonna get it no matter
And if
what.
he's just coincidentally in the same town as them again, no, I hate that. I hate
It
that.
wouldn't be narratively satisfying. A flashback
It
wouldn't
won't
be
be narratively satisfying if he's there.
But it would be. It would be for me.
No,
Again,
it won't.
To find out where he's been, maybe
you need
maybe
to
he
you need
shows
to
up.
you need to rewatch the fourth movie again.
I
then.
remember exactly how it ends. But no, if it were to be a thing, again, I think in your brain, for whatever reason, you refuse to let go of the idea that he would come back and be. I mean, he is going to come back and be a main character. But
Yeah, I hate that.
he is, and I hate that. But no, for them to do like a single like mid movie, like no, I don't think there's any harm with moving characters forward and going back and being you're not wrong. Having a movie where it's his story, yes, you do another story, you're telling the same story again. That no. But to have it where yes, she runs into him or she's out on an adventure. You constantly cut me off before you let me finish.
Because I don't want it.
To do that does not undercut anything. That doesn't undercut anything because the story isn't about Woody. The story isn't about Woody. It's about Jesse. And all it is, it's like yeah, all it is you finding out, hey, he's still okay. And he offers her advice. He's like, "Oh, you were the leader of this group of people. You did it for years. Like, how did you do it?" Like that doesn't work if it's not real. Like what you want wouldn't mean anything because it wouldn't be real.
No, what I want is I want him to not be in it at all.
no,
I'm
it's
compromising.
never gonna happen.
I'm compromising and saying if you have to pay Tom Hanks
But
to
that
be
doesn't-
in it, have him be in a flashback.
It wouldn't work.
I don't want him to come
like,
back.
what I want.
Not right away anyway.
What I want is I would like them to do a thing where I mean I kind of want he's a bit grizzled and he maybe Bo Peep is like there's a movie he did called I forget the character. It's My Neighbor Otto, I think is what it's called, where Tom Hanks got to be a real asshole, and I kind of like them to do. If you must bring Woody back into this as a main character, okay, Woody is back in this as a main staple of the audience, main staple of the cast of characters. You have no choice. He's a main character. What do you do with it? Think on that, and I want to tell you what I would do with it.
I have an answer I can give you right away. I know exactly if I had to have a Woody movie, it would be very different than what you were probably going to suggest.
It's still a Jesse movie, but you have to include Woody. Jesse is the main character.
No.
But again, you for this exercise, you have no choice. Think on what you would do. Jesse is the main character. Woody is not a main character, but he's in the main cast.
I have one solution, but it doesn't jive with the way that the fourth movie ends.
Well, okay. Here's my thing.
That's the thing is as far as I'm concerned, there's no way. Full stop, point blank.
Sure, but you have no choice.
Satisfyingly, it can't be done. I can come up with unsatisfying answers, but I hate them all.
So this is what you do, okay? This is what my ideal version of this has always been. It's one scene. It's like a minute and it's a minute scene. It's a very brief cameo. I wouldn't even have I've brought Tom Hanks back. I would have had it been like a. But the version of it where he's a main character, this is what I do. They're off on an adventure, and I'm doing this with all of the including of all of the stuff we already know. So the army of Buzz Lightyears, the tech versus all that. Number one thing, do not start with Woody in the gang already. Don't do it. Don't have it so they get back together off screen. That will piss me off. But my ideal version of this is they run into Woody, maybe like the inciting incident, whatever caused, because all of these movies, all inciting incident, they have to leave the room or the family. So they have to go fight they have to go leave. They get separated from the family, and they run into Woody, and by being on the road, he has become weathered, and now he looks older. So now maybe he's got a bit of gray because some of the paint is scratched off. He's got maybe some damage. Bo Peep is dead. Bo Peep.
Ooh, that's dark.
Bo Peep is gotten. Well, okay, it's a kids movie. We're not gonna say dead. We're gonna say she got destroyed, and we're not gonna say it. We're just gonna hint at it. But we're gonna be like, something happened to Bo Peep. He's alone, and he's sad, and he's grizzled, and he gets to this way he can be like a grizzled, kind of a harder edged, kind of maybe even a little bit of Clint Eastwood, kind of like a bit harder kind of character who's a bit more angry. And the story can be Jesse has to like bring the love back, and Jesse has to help him discover the love of a child. Maybe he's a bit angry about I left the child and my life is destroyed, and he's resentful, and she has to help rebuild the confidence, and that can rediscover or help her rediscover the love of like being with the child. Also, my obviously ideal version of it is
and then Woody
Andy.
goes back home with Bonnie, and they all live happily ever after.
I don't know if Woody. Honestly, I would kill Woody off. I would have to sacrifice him.
So him going away and just living happily ever after, but never seeing him again isn't realistic. Killing him, I don't know.
I don't know if killing him, but like
that's never gonna happen.
Bring him back as like a grizzled, angry version, and like a bit older, more damaged version of himself.
Can I give you my slightly more practical version of what I think would happen and could fit into your they get help from him situation? So
I mean, that's probably what's. Well, I don't know. I think they're gonna do a hard cut. In my
version of it, it's been like maybe a year or two since the last one.
I think that's what
Bonnie's getting a little bit older and is obsessed with her tablet. And Bonnie's mom is frustrated with her being obsessed with her tablet. And this is where I'm going out on a limb here. This won't happen, but this is how I would do it. I would be where she reaches out to Andy and is like, can you help me connect with Bonnie again?" And Andy is like, "Sure, there's a fair in town. Why don't I take her to the fair?"
That would be kind of cool. I mean,
They
I
bring
wanted the version of it where
he brings Bonnie to the fair and is like, "Why don't you bring your toy Jessie with you?" And Jessie goes with her to the fair. Jessie sneaks off at one point and is like, "I wonder if I can find Bo and Woody." And then meanwhile, at all of the kiosks where you can win toys, every single one has a buzz.
that was my worry is that they're not going to explain why Woody's back. But
Yeah,
also
probably not.
my worry is that they're not.
But
But also it's Pixar, right?
sorry, real quick. That would be I mean, I would roll my eyes hard, but that would, if I had to, you say I have to include Woody and he has to come
You
back and be a
have to.
major thing, that's how I would do it.
The
I
company's
would use,
mandating it. You don't get a choice.
I would hearken on, like, if I'm trying to appeal to both the new generation, which is Bonnie, and I'm trying to still hearken the original audience, you bring back Andy.
Yeah, my
If you're gonna
version.
if you're gonna bring back Woody, then you reinforce the idea that Woody is Andy's kid,
Yeah.
and you also bring back Andy.
Because my big thing with it going forward is, yeah, very much. That's you're like, okay, yeah, this is the Bonnie. I would say this is the, not even so much that this is the Bonnie trilogy, but that this is the Jessie trilogy. Like, this is Jessie.
That too.
You really need to lean in the fact that she is the lead character. She is the main character. And yeah, I think the movie needs to be about, we don't know what it's about, but from her character arc needs to be about taking leadership and being the leader and being insecure about being the leader. And I think that, like, yeah, that Woody's role in this should be being support, and that's it. Like, he needs to be the support to Jessie, and that's it. Like, that's
Yeah,
all.
I still
Which
hate
I hate.
it.
Don't get me wrong, I hate it. For me, his support, he should have been in one scene, one walk by, drive by cameo, where Tom Hanks shows up for a day, does 1 or 2 lines, where like, all I wanted him to do was, like, be like, "I'm proud of you, Jesse," and then that's it. That's all I wanted from that. I don't think he needs to be a major character. I don't think he needs to come back fully. And who knows? Maybe he won't. To be fair, we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen with that character.
Oh, Justin, we
But-
know. We know.
We don't know for like fully. We don't know. Yeah, we know. They're not going to explain shit. He's going to be back in Bonnie's room with no explanation, and Bo Peep will be there. I guarantee
Oh,
you.
probably, and it'll
guarantee
be
you.
like oh, they couldn't stay away, or they couldn't, like, he,
Something.
yeah,
It'll
there'll be
be
some
something.
excuse, or he'll show up at the school, or he'll something, like,
Yeah,
there'll be.
they've hinted that this is one of many that are coming, which I'm not a fan of. Like, yeah.
I maintain it should have ended with 3. It had the perfect
for
ending.
Sure, should have ended with 3, but those toys make
And that's
too
why I
much money.
say that's like I have to,
As corporate cynicism,
in order
it's
in order for me to kind of get past it, I kind of have to look at it like that was the end of that trilogy.
yeah, pretty much.
And now this is a new trilogy.
I think that's a fair and easy way to look at it, because it is this theoretically could be the middle part of a new trilogy.
Well, especially because it's not between the third one and the fourth one, and even between the second and third one. To be fair, it's not just Woody who goes away.
Yeah.
A bunch of the characters go away, right? So, like, that's why I say, and I realize Woody is, like, the main one, but he's not the main one of Bonnie's story. That's the point.
Yeah, exactly.
He was shoved in a closet, and he had dust bunnies growing on him. So I still maintain he could have not been in the 5th one, whether he is or not.
No, yeah, no, he didn't need to be.
He didn't need
But he
to
was
be in
always
the
gonna
5th
be.
one. They said goodbye to him. They had a teary farewell. It's a really good, strong, emotional scene. And as a follow up to Toy Story 3, it's a good epilogue to his story of he tried to keep doing the thing that he did with Andy. Let me finish. He tried to keep doing the thing that he did with Andy, and it wasn't working. So he moved on. So now again, as far as I'm concerned, to shove him back into the story undercuts that.
Right, but I still disagree. I don't think as long as he's not
In the same way that you say that bringing back MJ and Ned undercuts Spider-Man saying goodbye.
different though.
It's not different.
Because those movies were Woody was the main character, right, in those movies, all four of them.
Right,
And so
and that
if he
movie
hold
is
on, let me
about
finish.
passing
Let me
the
finish.
torch.
So if he's right, but you could pass the
It's not
torch.
really. It's not really passing the torch when the guy who passed the torch is still around in the next
Yeah,
movie.
when he steps down as the leader, he's no longer the leader of the group, and the movies, and in terms of movie language, the movie's no longer about him. Then yes, if he comes back and the movie's about him and he's the main character, then you're right. But if it comes back and he's a supporting character, he shows up midway through the movie and he's barely in it, then no, that doesn't undercut it. If he comes back and the movie's about him and they do search for Woody, then yes, that absolutely does undercut everything. But no, because at the same time, because that movie doesn't, the Toy Story 4 does not make the case that the separation is definitive. It just says that we might see each other again one day. That's
No. I mean, yeah, they said that. They have that line in there very specifically so they can bring the character back. Justin, that doesn't mean I don't hate that. I hate that. I hate it.
But it is not set up for him to come back. That is
Yeah,
if they had killed off Woody,
they shouldn't be bringing him
like
back.
if Woody had went to do a jump and he got shot in the chest and he went flying and no more Woody, and they brought him back to life, then at that point it completely undercuts his sacrifice. But the whole point to the end of the fourth one is they very specifically were like, no, he might come back one day. Don't write it out.
So okay, here's my one way. If they have to do and have him in the present, the one way that it works for me is, like I said, having Andy take Bonnie to the toilet, to the fair or whatever, and then having Jesse going to Woody and being like, Woody, I need you to come back with me. Like, I need your help. I don't know what to do. And then he walks up, and I can see this scene, so I'm sure there's some variation of it. But having him walk up to her, seeing the badge, the sheriff badge on her chest, judge it and go like, you don't need my help. You never needed my help.
That's what I wanted. I wanted it to be a thing where like she's in some sort of all is lost moment and he appears out of nowhere and you're like, and he walks out of the shadows and it's Woody and he hasn't been in the movie the whole time. He hasn't been in it at all. And he walks out of the shadows and she goes, Woody, I need you. I need your help. You need to come back with me and save the day. And yeah, exactly like you said, I could picture it. Except for in my head, it's him putting his hands on her shoulders. But I like the adjusting the sheriff's badge better. And yeah, you walk up and adjust the badge, but like, no, you don't need me. And then yeah, that's it. You don't need me, Jesse. You got this. And then that's
like,
it.
That's
the one scene I want because I think that would be a great follow up to where that character is, and then you still get to include him because you have to include him. But he's at least only in it a little bit. Like that that to me is the perfect button nose to the end of the fourth one.
I want to be clear. I don't want it. I hate it. I don't think he should be in it at all. But I'm saying if I have to fulfill the checkbox of the corporate mandated Woody has to be there, it's either that or a flashback.
Yeah.
That's it. Like those are my
one scene.
Those are my two options, and I only want you to exercise one of them.
But like, that's not what it is.
That's
frustrating.
I lean towar's the flashback.
I don't know. It's Pixar, man. I'm never not going to be entertained. It's a big wait and see. But yeah, this one, I did see someone say that this one is really more, and I think that's what helps me kind of accept it. I mean, I like yours. It's part of a new trilogy, but there was a review at the time that was like, this is really more of a continuation of those shorts I never watched.
That's fair. I didn't either. No. I know that there was one. I was reading. There was one that came out in later. I think it was. I don't remember when, but it basically told the story of what happened to Bo Peep.
Yeah.
Like after she left and what happened to her.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them where there's one where it's like the land of the
forky
dinosaurs.
Ones as well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of forky ones. There's the one where it's the little Buzz Lightyear.
Oh yeah, the Buzz Nino or whatever.
That Toy Story 4 is more of a follow-up to those than it is a sequel to Toy Story 3.
Cynically though, this movie, Toy Story 4, was always going to get 5 because it had a budget of $200 million. Do you want to guess? Do you want to just take one step or one stab in the dark?
Probably close to $1 billion.
That's your final is
Yeah.
1 billion.
Well, close
It
to it.
made it made 1.74 billion
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
B.
exactly. Yeah. It
So
was
it was
hugely
always
successful.
going to
That's
get a
why when you're
fifth
like,
one.
no, Woody, I'm like, that's never gonna happen. That character makes too much money. Just like
Mm.
me, I'm like, no Buzz Lightyear. I can't stand Buzz Lightyear. Well, I can't stand Tim Allen. No more Buzz Lightyear. I was like, that
I
was never gonna happen.
particularly don't I don't love Buzz in this one. They
No, they
make him
turned him
too
into a
stupid.
big dope, a big stupid dope. Like it's really frustrating. They're the Key and Peele characters are funny, but yeah, they really Flanderize
Oh, and
Buzz
apparently,
Lightyear in this
uh,
movie.
oh, they absolutely no, not Flanderize. Flanderize is smart. They Homerize. They make him stupid.
No, the Flanderize is where you make the character silly.
Oh. And then apparently there was Justin, there was controversy. Justin, look at me.
Controversy.
Controversy about this movie because apparently there was a scene which briefly shows a couple of lesbian mothers with a child at kindergarten
Oh
orientation,
yeah, I remember that.
which prompted 1 million moms, a conservative group in the U.S., to call for a boycott of Toy
The
Story
same
4.
thing in Finding Dory. There's a
In-
random lesbian couple in there too, and he's like, "Who
and
cares?"
and also Lightyear.
And Lightyear, yeah, it's like, "Who cares?" Yeah, Snoop Dogg wasn't happy with that. Jordan, is that it with Toy Story 4?
That is it. Overall, I like this movie.
Toy Story 4.
In spite of the fact that I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, I have a deep nostalgia for the
It's
characters,
Toy Story.
but
It's always gonna be at the very least entertaining.
but
Duke Kaboom!
fundamentally, I don't think it should exist.
Duke Kaboom! I will be okay with the 5th one only if Duke Kaboom comes back. I want a Duke Kaboom spin-off. A series of Duke Kaboom movies.
Oh, that's the other thing is apparently that they got sued by the Knievel Knievel people
Yeah,
because it was too similar.
too similar. That's very funny. Jordan!
Toy Story 4.
Hey everybody, it's N-Card Justin here. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Should Toy Story 4 and 5 exist? Are they ultimately unnecessary? Should we erase them from existence? Or are you super stoked for Toy Story 5? You let me know down in the comments down below. But in the meantime, if you would like to see the full podcast that this video is from, you can click the box on the left. And despite this video being about Toy Story, it's about dinosaurs. You can go click on that. Or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, you click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out every single day. Or you can just leave us a like. That helps us out too. We will see you all in the next video.